So has anybody ever told you you are giving Bieber vibes?
I've heard that.
How do you feel about that?
I hear it probably like 20 times a day. I go to school and I hear it a lot.
Is it a good thing or a bad thing for you?
It used to be a bad thing, but now I'm like, okay, he's a superstar.
Bieber's a man.
And so is Recker, the man, at only 14. 14 and has already performed in front of massive crowds. 14 years old and has already been booked on a national TV show. 14, and his talents have already earned him an Emmy nomination and possibly a Grammy. But first, let me tell you about this kid whose love of drums started when he was little.
Yeah, I was 5 years old. I asked for a drum set. And then I started playing, and I've always had rhythm. I mean, when I was in my mom's belly, she would play Bob Marley and Breaking Benjamins. Never stopped playing. I found this place, and I started taking lessons, found more instruments, guitar, bass. And then I recently started singing, started dancing. So rhythm and music and just sounds have been always just a part of my life.
Did you know when you were like, okay, I think I'm really good at this, more than the average drummer?
The minute I started taking lessons, the minute I hopped in that room and I started learning and taking instructions, he would play it and then I would play it back.
Those lessons led to big things.
How did this even start? Were you born with it in you, like a lot of music kids were?
I mean, so it just kind of clicked in my mind. I'm like, I think I can do this. And it just was always been a dream.
And this dream is true. It's a reality now. I've seen in some of the videos, you're standing in front of packed venues. Tell me about your nerves when that is happening. Do you have them, or does it feel natural?
So the first big crowd I played for was 20,000 people back to the beach. It was this big festival, and I was playing with Street Drum Corps. They play on like trash cans and just like this crazy show. A year before, I told my dad, I was on his shoulders, we were at another festival, and I was like, I'm gonna play one of these stages one day, and it's gonna be raining. He was like, okay. I mean,
what was that about? It's gonna be raining? Why did you say that?
I don't even know. It was just like, it's always been a dream, I guess.
Right, to play in the rain.
To play in the rain, packed out crowd. So then we get to that moment, and right before we go on, just starts raining, pouring. Just absolutely pouring. And then I look at my mom and I'm like crying, and then I'm like, all right, here we go. And then I run out on stage, and it's just this little boy just having a dream and pursuing it.
Find Recker on social media, and aside from seeing this pinned post announcing his first Grammy nomination, you'll see his bio listing his artistry in drumming and his Emmy-nominated acting skills. Yes, Recker is an actor too. His drumming that he posts a lot on Instagram caught the attention of a very popular late-night show.
I did this show called the kids version of The Tonight Show. So it was the Tonight Show kids version.
Oh, okay.
So I worked with Jimmy Fallon. He flew me out to New York for 2 months. We did 20 episodes. Me and my family were living in this little condo, and we were just shooting the show, and it got nominated for an Emmy, just boom.
Were you the host?
Yes, so I was the co-host, and then I was like the Questlove of it. So I was drumming and then co-hosting. Questlove gave me some pretty good advice of like putting yourself in a room and there's absolute silence, nothing around, is when your creative thoughts come.
Ooh.
That's when you start becoming creative, and like that's when the ideas start just coming out.
And to this day, that is one of Recker's drumming rituals. Now, about that Grammy nomination, as fate would have it, Recker decided to drum on a musical project for charity.
I started coming here, solid rock, and I took a couple engineering classes with Diego. He's one of the producers on the album. And then they had this competition, Christmas Proof is in the Pudding. It's like a contest of all these different artists, amazing artists come in and just compete for like a grand prize. I made it to the final round. I didn't win. And then they looked at me and they were like, that kid's good, we should put him on the album. So I laid down some drum tracks, did a couple of songs, and then they put it to the Grammys, and then boom.
And boom, here you are.
Yeah, I didn't even expect that to happen. I just did it because I was like, it's for charity. I love the drum.
Recker's Grammy nomination is alongside the great Alice Cooper, a multiple Grammy nominee, and a Grammy this year could be Alice's first win for Best Children's Music Album. The songs were recorded at Cooper's Solid Rock Teen Centers, where Recker trained with other young artists who took advantage of Cooper's acclaimed music programs. Cooper is quoted in this Arizona Central article saying, "Would it not be the craziest thing to get a Grammy for children's music? Sometimes the things you do for the fun of it turns out really, really good." And yes, for Recker, this would be really, really good. Actually, great.
A lot of drummers are technical, and then there's other drummers that are just groovy. Yeah. I feel like I'm in that groovy category.
Okay, groovy. Recker says he's getting more acting gigs and is writing songs now.
So you said you can dance. You said you can dance.
I can dance.
Like what? Like dance or TikTok dance?
No, I can dance. I'm taking classes. I've been only dancing for like 5 months.
Okay. What kind of dancing?
Like hip hop.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey. Okay.
I gotta say, like my parents, just being there for me in the hard times and the good times. They could celebrate with me, they can cry with me. My mom never leaves my side on set or in a studio. Like she is always there. And so just the support system, I mean, I just gotta thank them.
As for his parents, they have their jobs, but their other one is on the road with their son, whose success is building steadily, it seems, by the day.
I want you to answer this question.
Okay.
In 2025, Recker, I will be, just fill in the blank. This year, in 2025, I will be
Grammy winner.
You promise?
I mean, I'm going up against John Legend. I don't know if I could promise it, but yes.
Let's start over. You promise?
I promise.
All right. Deal. You know, when stuff this big happens in people's lives, they often have dreams. I know I do. You have dreams about it. Have you had a dream about the moment yet?
I've been dreaming about it for
You
sure.
have?
Yeah, I've been walking up on that stage, saying my speech, but in my dreams it's just gibberish. I don't even know what I'm saying.
Wow, 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 wow. When you get your Grammy, can I hold it?
Of course.
I am going to be able to catch up with you.
Yes.
And you're going to let me hold the Grammy?
Yes.
Deal?
Deal.
Okay, sorry, I had to get that out of the way. Your advice to kids who are like, I want to be just like him.
My advice is never give up. And it's super cliche, a bunch of people say it, but truly, like, you gotta just stick with it. And I don't care what it is, because you'll feel it when you find something you're passionate about it. I feel it in my heart. It's like something is happening. Mm-hmm. And so you'll feel it and just keep going for it. The universe works in a special way that will rotate you to the top. I'll go to shows sometimes and people are like, hey, so if the music thing doesn't work out, like, what are your plans? I'm like,
this is the plan.
This is the plan, dude. Like, right. I'm doing this till I die.
Yeah.
Like,
so there's no alternative. This is it.
Yeah, this is it. Music and acting.
You just know it. You just know it.
I feel it. Like I said, passionate. Like it's right here, and in my head, and my dome, and my brain.
So you're a star. I mean, this is a wrap. I mean, gosh.
Thank you.